Now we'll begin the self-defense program. Very basic techniques that later on you advance and combine with things, and we will combine right now with some techniques that we did already. Okay. The escape from the single grip, it's very easy. Note that where his fingers touch each other, okay, there are a natural room here. Even if he has them touch each other, that's this position that you can turn your wrist, this bone of your wrist, towards this little room here. Because if I start to pull right now, I will be stuck in his thumb, which is very strong. Okay? So before you pull, you have to twist your arm towards this little room here. Now it's easy to you. Take it out. Okay? There he comes. So he's holding me. Okay? That's how you turn and you take off. Alright. Remember, in a self-defense situation, sometimes it's good you just release yourself and step back. But sometimes the aggressor is going after you and you need to take action to neutralize and control the aggressor. Okay? So in this case, you need to defend yourself and attack him. Okay? So as you need to attack him, as soon as you twist your wrist, I will go after his neck. Okay? The neck grip, it's very intimidating. Okay? The aggressor will become in the defensive mode. Okay? So as soon as you twist your wrist, I'm going after his neck. Look at this. And I will step over his foot, ready for the Osotogari. Okay? This is the Osotogari that we use for support. Alright? And the Osotogari in a self-defense situation needs to be right on the neck. Okay? And after the takedown, on the neck, pushing him against the ground or even in the asphalt, it's a very effective takedown, and you can cause serious injuries on the aggressor. Okay? So as soon as you twist your wrist, you're ready to take off, but as well you step over him, secure the neck, and go off him for the takedown. Now the aggressor comes in a cross grip. Okay? Note that now I will turn my hand towards his wrist from inside to outside, so we will exchange grips here. Okay? Now you can kick his knee. All right? Always look for joints. All right? And the spine, if you have a chance. Don't waste your energy hitting big muscles. Okay? So if you need to hit him, this hit is actually just to intimidate him and turn him to the side, alright? Because I want actually to throw his neck and go for the Mata-Leão choke, alright? Note that I have my hand on his back, on the lower back, because at the same time that I pull him to me, I push him so he loses the balance. See? You even have the option to kick his joint behind the knee, and then he will certainly go to the ground. Okay, now you can drive him, lock the Mata-Leão, and control the aggressor. Note that I don't put my knees on the ground. If we are on the street, I don't want to fall and hurt my knees. He falls, he gets hurt. I keep myself safe. Now the aggressor comes after my shoulder to intimidate me. Okay? He grabs me, and I want to keep him away or control him. Alright? Now, you have two ways to do a wrist lock here. You cross over his hand with my right hand. Okay? You lock the final position, hand to hand and fingers to fingers. So imagine that you broke apart and have half grips right here. So I put the first grip over his hand. Okay? I'll twist him in a clockwise way, okay, and then I will finish the grip with the other part. Note that my thumbs are together and straight here, okay. Now the motion, I keep twisting him all the way, all right, keeping him on the ground, right here, all right. Note again, I don't put my knees on the street, I put my knees on him, okay. The second variation is when you go for the other side. Because when you're in a self-defense situation, you don't need to think about which way you're going to do. You just have to act and be confident. Okay? So I'm going for the other way now. Alright? I'm going to turn to the other way, finish the grip, and keep turning down. Now I go for the knee on the bed right away, and I keep controlling his wrist on the ground. Now the aggressor comes straight with both hands on my shoulder. Okay? You have two ways to break this grip and attack him. One is coming from inside and opening his arms, okay, doing this motion, where right after that I will control his triceps, and the other hand goes after the neck, and you advance for the Sotogari again. One more time straight. The other way is when he comes for the grip, double grip, and I will break his grips from the side instead inside. Okay. Now I will step back a little bit, and with my both hands I will push his arms to the side. As long as I drive his arms away from me, my further arm pass over his arms towards his neck, and I walk after him. I use my hand to turn his hip, and I will reach his back, and I will lock the Mata-Leão choke. Now the very basic defense from the Mata-Leão choke for a self-defense situation. Okay. First thing you have to do is make the choke more comfortable for you. So you use your both hands inside his grips to relieve a little bit the pressure, and then you can breathe a little bit more. Okay. Note that you have to feel if the aggressor has his leg between my legs, right as I'm feeling that this leg is right here. Okay. You have to turn to the side where you're seeing his elbow. Okay. And shift for the Sotogari right here. Okay? If he doesn't have any leg between me, his legs are away from the back a little bit, you cannot reach him for the Sotogari. This way you just squat and use a regular takedown. Alright, the guillotine is a very common attack that happens in the streets, in schools. Alright, so we will do a block and a counter for the guillotine, another guillotine. Okay, so he is holding and keeping the pressure and choking me here. So the first thing I have to do is relieve the pressure. So I'm going to put one hand on his forearm and keep the pressure away a little bit. Alright, now my other hand, the free one, that is the one between me and him, okay, will go over the shoulder, and with my hand straight and hard, I will try to reach his nose and drive his head up, okay, and push away and break this grip here. As soon as I have the grip break, I will push and twist and turn his hip towards me. Note that right now I have the guillotine set up here. Okay, I will only lock this grip for myself here now, and I will pull all the way up and submit him. Alright, now I'm here on the headlock one more time, and let's say that in this situation it is difficult for me to reach his nose, okay, so I can't pass there. So as I'm relieving the choke here already, my option here would be to take him down, okay. So I will take the hand back pass my arm in front of his belly, okay? Now my foot that is closer to him will step back past his ankle, okay? On that position, alright? So as soon as I trap his foot, I will push him down. And note that I will land on him, I will not hit the ground. Okay? And then he releases the headlock and you get out of the position. Now here comes the aggressor. He will grab me over my arms. Okay. Now note that he's like squeezing me and I need to take action to get off the position, alright? So as I have my free hands in this situation, but not the arms so much, I will come around his cocks, okay, his lower back, alright, and I will trap behind with my wrist, okay? Now I will push my shoulders and my face forward and I will pull his lower back towards me straight, alright? At the same time I will walk with my legs forward, alright? So this way I will end up in the mount position, okay? Which is an advantage for me. Now the aggressor comes from the back and he will grab me over the arms. Alright? So as soon as he's squeezing me here, I'm going to pick one side and step back behind him. Okay? So I will walk to the side with one step to the side, and now I create a space enough to pass my leg that is closer to him behind his thigh. Okay? So remember again that I told you that this is an leverage point that I can do with him like a little chair, okay? So that's the correct position, okay? Because as soon as I pass behind him, now I will grab his legs and I will throw him up, take him away.